So this is a 1948 Ford. It's the original F-Series truck. You can see it. It's got an F1. Now, you've got trucks these days with F-150s, F-100s, F-250. You can know this is an original when it says F1. It was the first F-Series made by Ford Motor Company. It's a flathead 6 engine. All the truck is original. My granddaddy owned it new in 1948, so it's been in the family almost 80 years. Yeah, my granddaddy bought it, and when he passed away in the late 70s, I was still in school, and I took it over and kind of kept it up since then. This is the original color. I have repainted it once because my granddaddy took a paintbrush when it was a little rusty and fading, probably in the 1960s, and he painted it with a paintbrush. So it still had brush marks. It was a farm truck, and I have honestly used it a little bit to haul recycle stuff to the recycle bin, and to every now and then take it out to my farm and put some corn in it. And then we've had the grandkids over the years maybe feed the animals with putting corn in the back and throwing it out. So it's been a little bit of a recycle farm truck too. The mileage isn't real good, but it runs. You have to make sure in today's gasoline environment you try to you put leaded fuel with no ethanol. So you have to pick where you're gonna.
Oh, you gotta pick the gas station.
Gotta pick the gas station because it doesn't like.
So they know you.
Yeah, it doesn't like corn. That's right. It doesn't like corn-based ethanol. So you have to have real gasoline in it for combustion's sake. But you have to drive it. So it really runs good on high test. Yeah, this is the gas tank here. Okay. It has.
Very cool.
It only holds about 16 gallons. So you have to watch that. The other thing I'll tell you is it's a stick shift. It's got 4 in the floor as it was with a clutch, so I'm not threatening on many people driving it off because most people don't know how to drive a standard transmission. It doesn't have power steering, so it takes a lot to turn this big steering wheel. In fact, it doesn't turn at all. You couldn't turn these tires at all now unless it's moving. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. You have to have this big steering wheel. It doesn't have a heater or air conditioner. This is your air conditioner, which is your vent windows. And your heaters, you park it. Yeah, you park it in the sunshine, let it warm up a little bit.
Maybe lie across the hood while it's running a little bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a heater. I don't like to drive it in the wintertime. The windshield wipers are interesting. They're done off of exhaust manifold pressure, so they're variable speed just by turning it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
What I may do is crank it up for you just a second. Let's do that. Okay. Clear.
That's got some character to it.
See my windshield wipers. When you turn your windshield wipers.
Mind if I hop in?
Oh, hop in.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't adjust the seat. You can't adjust the seat.
They're so comfortable. It's like sitting on the couch.
Watch the windshield wipers. See?
Yeah.
This is it. They go up and down real slow, and you have to have some manifold pressure. Yeah. So they're not. I try not to drive it in the rain. They kind of move at their own speed. See there. And when you mash the gas, they slow down. When you let off the gas, they go up a little faster. So these are the original variable speed windshield wipers.
Wow. That's
Isn't that
incredible.
interesting?
That's something I never would have thought about.
Well, they had windshield wipers. They were just kind of neat. They ran off the exhaust manifold pressure. So when you can turn it on, they work pretty good.
Yeah.
And depending on how much you turn your little rheostat here, they can slow them down or not. But that's as fast as they'll go. And then when you're driving down the highway, if you press the gas, they slow down. Yeah. So you have to let off the gas for your windshield. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's extremely fascinating.
Yeah.
Like the different ways they engineered things. They came up with all these clever solutions.
Oh,
back then before they had all the technology.
They didn't have any electronics or technology. Oh. And it's got the standard, this is the choke that you have to choke it with. And nobody knows, the normal folks these days don't understand chokes or anything. The starter button's a little push button here on the left. See there, you push that to start it. So you turn your key on and off, and then when you start it, I'll show you here. I hope it restarts. See there? Now, in order to start it, you turn the ignition switch on. You make sure it's in neutral.
Yep.
And it is. And then I'm going to start it again. Just a push button starter.
That's the original push button.
Oh yeah, everything's original. You know.
So you were telling me that the odometer, it only goes up to
right now it says,
it says. What do you think in total the mileage is on it?
Oh, it's probably 223, 432.
Wow.
So it probably has it's probably rolled over twice in the 80 years we've had.
You've taken incredible care of this. I mean,
well, you know.
You said 1948.
48 is a new truck, yeah. Wow. So I've been very fortunate with it. It has one rear view mirror here, doesn't have any on the side, so you have to know where you're going. It did, of course, not have seat belts when it was new, and you're allowed to not have them if they're original. So I can drive it, but I'm very, very careful driving it. I don't put my kids in it. I don't go on the highway with it because it's an unsafe condition. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, there's no child seat in here, so you can't take a child. You have to be careful what you're doing. Yeah. But it is nice when you drive around. I guess
you could put them in the back, maybe.
Well, we put them in the back for parades, like Pawleys Island parades, homecoming parades, all those things.
Very nice.
So it's been in lots of homecoming parades.
Oh, that's
It's been in the Pawleys Island parades. It's been in all those local events. Yeah. And so it's really an interesting old pickup truck. The tailgate drops down and is held up by chains. Yeah. You know, there's no hydraulics or anything.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I just noticed the pedals as well.
Oh yeah,
circular pedals.
Yeah, they're circular pedals. Interesting pedals, and you know, the way they come on and off. What they do is you just unscrew them to replace them. Pretty neat, huh? None of this fancy stuff.
See, that's another thing that I was, talking with some other folks about here is just the level of repairability.
Oh yeah, it was
like these were designed, these were
to be
manufactured to be repaired, as opposed to nowadays it's like everything else. It's designed to be thrown away.
Yeah,
and you buy a new model.
You buy a new model.
5 years.
I think they're considered to be almost disposable, is what I would suggest. And this isn't designed. You know, I did. I've put new covers on here, to be honest with you. I mean, the old ones had cracked and rotted, so these covers are about 30 years old.
Since 1948, I think that's the least you could.
I had to do that. I couldn't.
She was just asking for a little.
I put a little new liner in here.
Job, yeah.
I did that.
You did a great job.
But the glass is original. You can see all these things here are still original. And the knobs, remember, you have to roll up the windows.
Yep.
Roll up the windows. That's your air conditioning. And then to lock it, you know, you should be able to lock it. This opens it up here, so it goes down. Most people, when they get out of a car, they want to open up this way. And I got to tell them, that locks it up there. What you need to do is press it down, and they have to learn.
Yeah.
And you know, my grandkids and all have never really seen roll down windows. They're usually electric windows.
Exactly.
So roll down the window. I don't know.
What a beautiful truck. So when you bought this truck, did you know?
No, I didn't buy it. My granddaddy bought it.
Your granddaddy bought it.
I inherited this truck. He bought it brand new.
That is just
48. So it's pretty neat. It's been around a while. I'll show you the inside here, Joe. Let's look and see.
Oh yeah.
Take a picture of this. All right. So it's a flathead 6-volt positive ground. When you buy parts for these things, you have to buy 2 or 3 at a time because you never know when you run out. So I've got 2 extra batteries in the store. The spark plugs are all easy to work on. When you need to get in this thing, you don't have to hook it up to a computer. You just kind of go in there and know what you're doing. This is an oil.
Even I could maybe even fit.
Yeah, this is an oil bath carburetor. So there's oil. See why there's a little oil dripping down?
Yep.
What that is, that's an oil-soaked air filter, so that when the air goes in there, it's filtered by not only an air filter, but by an oil-soaked air filter. So it really picks up particulates a lot better. And when you're in the dusty environment of a farm, it really does a better job filtering, so you don't get it into your internal combustion engine. It's designed for survivability. Pretty neat, isn't it? Okay.
It's incredible.
But 6 volts positive ground, which means the lights aren't real bright.
It's mood lighting.
All right. Hey, here's my grandsons. Let's take a picture of them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. That's Dupree, whose great-great-grandfather owned this truck. That's Trace, Gerald Edward Harmon III, whose great-great-grandfather owned this truck. And that's Gerald Harmon's scooter, Gerald Harmon Jr., whose great-great-grandfather owned this truck.
Nice to meet you, Joe. How are you? All right, we'll do a quick picture. We gotta go.
All right, gotta get a picture. Come on.